Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, one of the few places on the internet that you can find an uncensored version of me. Hi, I'm Rachel, and welcome to another episode. This is supposed to be a guest episode. I'm supposed to have Joy or Abby here, but the scheduling of everything got very conflicted and messed up, and so it's just another solo one. I'm sorry. I was going to respond to comments, but I realized I hate the comments. No, I shouldn't say hate. Sometimes the comments on my podcast are very scary. I just got one. I deleted it. I should have read it before I deleted it. But it said, I really like your personality, but your voice is annoying. You're very vulgar. You act very crude. You try to act like your sister. You're better than that. And I'm like, do you like my personality? What? I really was like, okay, I'm going to go through the comments of this podcast and I'll react to them on this. That was my plan. And I went in and I was just like, oh God, never mind. Sometimes it just gets to me. I love the comments on my vlog channel. I think it's more of a team, a community there. It's a very positive place. I love my vlog channel. But the podcast channel, I think it's because I don't like being this opinionated, but it's a podcast. I have to talk. And so I give my opinions on things. I think that's kind of just what a podcast is. So the comments become very opinionated. And I don't know. I just read that and I was like, oh yeah, I don't want a podcast anymore. I almost didn't, but I have to film this. I have to work. So that one just got to me. So I'm kind of off to a rough start. Oh, that was just that. Sorry guys. I came in this room very positive, and then that one struck a chord. Usually hate comments don't get to me, but for some reason that one did. I think it's because I have to put on a smile immediately afterwards. But I'm like, you don't like my personality. You can't say I like your personality, but every aspect of you annoys me. I'm sorry, you don't like my personality. Maybe you just think I'm attractive. Those two are very different. The way my face looks and my personality are not the same. I love both. You, on the other hand, are very confused. Let's just read an entry from my book. There's anger within me. So let's revert back to my old ways of anger. Number 98. You know what pisses me off? What? Oh, I just dropped my mouse. Sorry, mouse. Everything's still going. Okay, my bad. I saw that happening too. Do you ever have that? Sorry, we'll get back to what pisses me off, number 98, in a second. Do you ever have that where you see something and you go, oh, that's going to fall. I should fix that. And you go, it won't. I'm just being, what is it? What is the word? Why can't I think of words? I'm being too cautious. No, that's not the right word. I'm uptight. I'm going to tear something in half and it will not help, but I think it will the moment leading up to it. What? I don't know the word. Do you know the word? What is the word? When I'm like, relax, it's not going to happen. Stop being so anal? No, I can't think of it. Anyway, God, back to my original tangent. Do you do that where you're like, oh, I see a potential problem. And then I go, no, I need the word to finish the story. And I can't think of it. Why isn't this alive? If this was alive, you would all be screaming the word at me right now, and I would be so thankful for your existence. What is the goddamn word? Also, don't tell me I'm vulgar on a podcast that is called Rachel Uncensored, where my intro, I tell you it's the uncensored version of me, you fuckhead. Sorry. That got that. Maybe the anger is blocking my ability to think of the word. So I thought maybe if I got that out. Oh, I don't like letting the internet see when it gets to me. But you know what? I'm human. Here I am. Sometimes people being really mean to me hurts my feelings. Because guess what, you fuck ball sacks? I'm a human being. I had so many more vulgar words to say and I didn't say it. What's the fucking word? What is the word? It's not superstitious. You are being too cautious. What is a synonym for cautious? It doesn't matter. It doesn't goddamn matter. Should I restart this episode? No, you're just going to feel my anger with me. Okay. So, do you ever have it? Back to my original tangent that started with the question where you see something, a potential threat, a potential danger, a potential problem, mistake, and you like talk yourself out of it. You gaslight yourself and you're like, it's not that big of a deal. Don't overreact. That's not the word, but it's a close to it. And then it ends up happening and you go, dang it. Why didn't I listen to myself? I gaslit myself out of stopping the harm. It happens to me all the time. So Abby, 2 or 3 Christmases ago, we used to collect shot glasses wherever we went. And we liked the ones with the gold little rims. We stopped doing it, but we for a while, it was like fun. Like every time we see a shot glass, we like to get little souvenirs. We get ornaments from places when we do huge trips. We get little ornaments for our Christmas tree. And we were like trying to think of things we could collect because we travel so much. And every time we camp, we like to get a sticker from the place we've camped at to put on our cooler. You know, we like to have little mementos, little treasures. That's cute. We do so much. We experience so much. And there are ways to remember it. Because sometimes we genuinely forget we've done something. There have been times when people are like, didn't you go to this place? I'm like, what? Oh my God, we did. So anyway, Abby bought me my own personalized shot glass that had wood on it and my favorite tools and my nickname she has for me and with a gold rim on it. And I loved it. And it was so cute. She has, I'll talk. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so when we go on trips, sometimes we would bring shot glasses with us. So we went to this festival and we brought shot glasses and she brought my shot glass and they were on the bed and I looked at it and I go, that looks like it's going to break. And then I gaslit myself and I was like, no, what is the fucking word? I'm looking at this whole episode is going to be me trying to figure out this word. Synonym. First I have to figure out how to spell synonym. Synonym for overly cautious, careful, prudent, circumspect, vigilant, wary, guarded. It's like a negative word. I'm thinking of like a negative word. I'm being overly cautious. We'll just say that. All right. Oh my God. Anyway, I gaslit myself and was like, there's nothing that's going to happen to that shot glass. But I saw it and I said, that is going to break. And I didn't do anything about it. And then within 3 minutes, the shot glass broke. And I was so sad. And, but it's just a thing. That's what I've learned in my adult years. Things are just things. And Abby, last Christmas, got me a new one. She redesigned it, whatever. So I have a shot glass still. It was the thought that counted. But it was sentimental. It was kind of sentimental, but it's totally fine. It's been replaced. It's not that big of a deal. But there's been so many things. Like even this morning I was on a walk and I vlogged this and I felt like a dick later. But I was walking Blaze and I was vlogging and talking and there was a singular piece of dog poop in the middle of the sidewalk pointing up. Like some dog had just probably walked while they poop. Dogs are really annoying sometimes. I love them so much. I'll never be without a dog. But sometimes when they poop, there are ones that plant themselves and there's the walkers. And oh my God, I can't stand the walkers. Half of our dogs are walkers and the other half are planters. And I'm sure the dog that did this was a walker, started on the grass. And then as the owner was picking up the dog's walking and laid one in the middle of the sidewalk that the owner just didn't see because there was no other poop around. Sorry, this is a lot of poop talk, but apparently I'm very vulgar. So get used to it. It's part of my personality, which you love. But I vlogged and I was like, oh, someone's going to step on that and it's going to ruin their day. And then I kept walking and I got 2 blocks away and I went, I could have picked that up. I should have picked that up. And I felt bad because I was like, someone's going to step in it. And then I was like, no. You're overthinking it. Is that what I was thinking the entire time was the word, phrase, thing? Overthinking? Are you kidding me? That's what I was thinking of. You're overthinking it. I think that was it. I hate myself so much more than you guys do. I'm so mad. My brain is so small that it couldn't think of overthinking because I couldn't think. Wow. How ironic. No, it's not ironic. It's fitting, really. I wasn't overthinking. Okay, anyway, back to my story. I was vlogging. I saw it. I said, oh, that's going to ruin someone's day. And I got 2 blocks away and I said, I should have picked that up because someone is going to step on that and it's going to ruin their day. And I had a bag with me. I'm an able-bodied person, thankfully. I could have gotten that piece of poop off the sidewalk for someone else. And then I kept walking and I was like, no, because I didn't want to turn back. I had things to do, which was selfish, but it's not my responsibility. But at the same time, it would have been a really nice thing for me to do. But I was like, no one's going to step on it. Everyone's going to see it. I saw it. Other people can see it. No one's going to step on it. And then that was this morning. And then this evening, around 4, I took Miso for a walk. And her and I are walking. And I'm vlogging again. I always vlog in this one part because it's the quietest part. No one ever interrupts me. There's no dogs, whatever. So I always vlog on these 2 blocks on my walk. And I looked down and someone had stepped in the poop. I was like, oh, that could have been avoided. That 100% could have been avoided by me. But I gaslit myself. I saw it and I knew it was a potential problem. And in that moment, I walked past it and then I realized I could solve the problem for someone else and gaslit myself out of it. And then the problem happened. And I feel bad. So whoever stepped in that singular piece of poop, I could have prevented the sadness in your day. And I apologize. It wasn't my poop. It wasn't Blaze's poop. It wasn't my problem, but it's a problem I could have prevented. And I apologize for that. You learn and grow. So next time I see a little tiny piece of poop in the middle of the sidewalk and I have a bag with me, I'm going to pick it up. I vow in this moment on this day. What is today? June 3rd of 2025. I will prevent that problem. But that happens so many times. I see something dangling on an edge. I'm like, that's going to fall. I'm like, nah, you're overthinking. It's fine. And then it falls. I'm like, God damn it. I could have stopped that. What is with me? What's wrong with me? But Joy and I talk about this all the time with our dogs. Some of our dogs are reactive. Some are escape artists, whatever. And we always listen to that. We have learned to always listen to that little gut instinct, that little blah. If we see it, we don't double think. Is that what it's called? We don't double think it? No. Oh my God, what? My brain's not working. Where could someone locate my brain? If you could, I would be most appreciative because clearly I am without it and it's not going well and I would like it back. I don't know who stole it. I don't know why you'd want it. Maybe I misplaced it, honestly. That could very well happen. I never know what's going on. But anyway, second guess. That's it. Oh my God, we don't second guess it. Double think it. Second guess. I was close. I had the synonyms. Oh my God. When it comes to safety, I don't second guess it. But when it comes to inanimate objects falling, breaking, things like that, I gaslight myself out of preventing the disaster from happening. I finally put together a coherent sentence, guys. It just took me 14 minutes. Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, where I'm uncensored and dumb. God, what is wrong with me? All right. I am now done with my tangent, except I did need to ask, do you guys do this? Are you like me where you see a potential problem and then you gaslight yourself out of fixing it before it becomes an actual problem? Do you do that? Or are you smart and prevent it from happening? God, I don't do it with safety. If that has to do with the safety of a person or an animal, I will 100% follow through. I'm so anal. I am so overly cautious, helicopter mom. I am that through and through when it comes to the safety of a being. But inanimate objects, I'm like, that's going to spill. And then it does. And I'm like, I could have prevented that. But I didn't. All right. We're going to get in my book, but first let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor. Home Chef. Home Chef is our sponsor for today. These days, it feels like there's no price difference in eating out versus staying in. And to make matters worse, there are so many unhealthy options out there to sift through. Home Chef can help you save money and eat healthier with their fresh, delicious meal kits delivered straight to your door. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. I've done it before. They are easy and delicious. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven-ready options, microwaved meals, or a dedicated family menu, Home Chef has everything you and your entire family needs for hassle-free, delicious dinners. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free desserts for life. Go to homechef.com/Rachel. That's homechef.com/Rachel for 50% off your first box and free desserts for life. That's homechef.com/Rachel, and you must be an active subscriber to receive your free dessert. All right, back to what we originally attempted to do before I went on my tangent of not knowing words. Number 98. You know what pisses me off? That we still lack superpowers. You know what? I agree. No, I don't agree. Well, I'm going to read the entry and then I'm going to go on one. Ready? And it reads, with all the radiation, chemicals, and terrible science experiments that are out there in the world, you'd think someone would have come down with some sort of superpower by now. And if there is someone with superpowers out there and you're hiding it from me, I am very annoyed with you right now. I think I'm funny. I think I'm hilarious. Oh my God. Oh God. The next entry is 100. Oh no, that's wrong. I still have 99. That's next episode. I already filmed it. That's why I thought, never mind. Disregard that. Anyway, moving on. I'm glad we don't have superpowers. I'm glad because I feel as 80% of the world sucks butt. So if someone had superpowers, chances are they'd end up in the wrong hands. And it is rare that if you give someone power, they're going to do good with it. I feel like that is a rare find. I feel that more often than not, people get worse with the more power that they gain. So I'm kind of glad that hasn't happened. I don't think we can handle it. What is the TV show? Is it called The Boys? Boys? Where the government or the scientists were making kids with superpowers and they were all terrible human beings because no one can control them and there's no rules that apply to them. I think that's what it would be. And honestly, that is the first show ever to prove that with superpowers, you're just basically going to get villains because that's pretty much all superheroes do is fight other people with powers. That's just, well, you just name them something different. You call them villains. There's superheroes and there's villains. Both have powers. And I just, clearly, it would just be the same world we're living in where you got people fighting people. It's unnecessary. We don't need it. So, poo-poo with that. What I was going to say, I'll just say what I was saying so you're not confused. I already recorded next week's episode, which is 99. And this book is 101 Things That Pissed Me Off. So, the episode after that, Joy's going to be on, which will be number 100. And she said she wants to be here for the last entry. So, the last entry I'm going to do with her, I'm going to do 100 and 101 at the same time so she can be here. We're almost done with the book, guys. We are almost done. We've gotten through 101 things that piss me off. Will this? No. I was like, should this podcast just turn into a bunch of things that piss me off? No, because that just starts a can of controversy and arguments and other people's opinions. I don't want yours. I just want to talk about my own. I don't want your opinions. Oh, Blaze tooted, man. You tooted real good. Next episode, Blaze turns into a cuddle monster. You'll see that, and it's very cute. All right, let's move on to some Reddits for today, shall we? Let's go. All right, this one's a strange one. Am I the asshole for taking my grandma to eat lobster? We are going to talk about what pisses me off on this podcast. I get on Reddit, when you refer to yourself or another human, you immediately put their age afterwards. But it is so hard to read out loud because this says my, parentheses 19, maternal grandma, parentheses 79. So when I read it out loud, it sounds like I'm saying my 19-year-old maternal grandma, 79, but they're saying then their age, 19. It is so hard. If you've not read Am I the Assholes, this might be a little confusing for you, me explaining this, but it's saying I'm a 19-year-old, took my 79-year-old grandma. That's how it should be read. But anyway, it's hard to say it out loud. When I'm reading it in my mind, it's way easier because my brain can do all the connections for me. But out loud, it's very difficult. Anyway, My maternal grandmother has been living with us since my grandpa passed away 2 years ago. Said the house reminded her too much of him. Oh, that is so sad, but I completely understand. Oh, that hurts my heart. What a poor thing. Last year, she got a health checkup at the hospital. The doctor warned her that her LDL levels have gotten high and that she has to start watching what she eats. Didn't prescribe medications, though. Okay. She made changes, replaced potato chips with fruit like kiwi fruits, no longer eats junk foods. Her diet now mainly consists of fish and vegetables. You'll see in the next episode that that's like the best diet you can have for yourself. So way to go, says the internet. Okay. It's not just my brain, but I also agree with it. Okay, so grandma's eating good. Grandma said, "You bet, doc. I got this on lock." Okay, continuing. Yesterday, she asked if I could drive her to a restaurant to have lobster. Since I recently got my driver's license, while she decided not to renew hers, she said she knows she won't pass the reflex test and doesn't want to embarrass herself. Good for her. Good for her to being like, I know when my time is done. I'm going to eat right and I'm going to go to the restaurants, but I'm not going to drive anymore. Respect. I respect that. I hesitated and she said that just one meal wouldn't hurt her after her new diet and that she is going for a checkup at the end of the month anyway. So I took her there. But my mom was upset when she found out and said it always starts with just one meal and I should spend more time thinking before doing something. Okay. I think your mom's overreacting. Your 79-year-old grandma wants some fucking lobster. Your 79-year-old grandma can have some lobster. She is eating correctly. She had a hankering. I am always about a balanced diet. Balance between health and soul. Eat your healthy dinner. Have a little dessert after. Eat healthy all week. Have a good meal on the weekend. All right? Have a balance. You need to feed your body and your soul is what I think. Now, if you're allergic to lobster, don't eat the lobster. There's not a balance between food and EpiPens, except I did see, I saw this on an Insta reel. This chick ate something, popped open her EpiPen, stabbed it in her leg and shot it up. And then it cuts to a doctor just being like wide-eyed. So without anyone speaking, clearly this chick ate something she's very allergic to, but wanted to eat it and then immediately stabbed herself with an EpiPen. And I went into the comments. I love going into the comments. They can be a wonderful or scary place. You never know what you're going to get, especially me today. And everyone was like, hey, I do this because EpiPens expire. And in the States, you pay $500 for the EpiPen. And so someone was like, I literally do this when I know it's about to expire. I plan my meal. So I eat a bunch of stuff I'm allergic to, stab myself with that EpiPen, and then the next day, my new one arrives. And so she's like, I'm not wasting $500 on nothing. I paid $500 for that EpiPen. I'm going to use it. And there were a bunch of people who apparently do that. No hate, no shade. I love it. If it works, it works. But just, I don't know, see if it's okay for your body to handle that much EpiPen juice. I don't even know what's in an EpiPen. But I think that's genius. Especially since here in the States, you have to pay so much money for this thing you might not ever actually use. Oh, like insurance. Continuing. Top comment, not the asshole. My girl is 79. She is not starting anything at this point. She's been enjoying lobster, and it's her prerogative to keep it up. And someone responded, and lobster itself isn't even bad for you. It's the darn butter and all the other stuff that goes along with it. Grandma is an adult, and she should eat whatever she wants. If I lived to be 79, I would murder someone if they tried to stop me from dying with a belly full of lobster and butter pouring out of every orifice. Your grandmother is 79 and an adult. As long as she's sound of mind, it's not your place to police her diet. She's not doing this every day, and her problem is so borderline that they haven't even put her on meds. What else is there to live for if you can't even have a nice cheat meal every once in a while? Not the asshole. And someone said lobster itself is pure protein. That's a great variation on your grandma's seafood and veg diet. And she's 79 for goodness sakes. She can have a little butter to dip it in and a roll on the side once in a while. Not the asshole. Someone said beat me to it. Yeah, everyone is on your side here, child. You are totally fine. I remember when my grandpa was told he had to be taken off salt. Like, your sodium content is too high, sir. And he was on his way out anyway. And we were trying to keep him as healthy as possible for as long as possible. We were buying him low sodium ketchup. We were buying him low sodium everything. And once you've had so much sodium, food no longer has flavor unless you add that much salt into your stuff, right? So at this point, he's eating food and can't taste anything because we've put low sodium everything in his food. And that man would sneak salt into everything. And we're like, you know what, man? His last meal was full of salt. We were like, go with a bang. Like, they know what they're doing. If they're sound of mind, they know the consequences. You just let them. Just let them. Ooh. This one is intriguing. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my sister the wedding dress I bought, even though I'm not getting married anymore? No, immediately no. It's yours. Finders keepers. You bought it. That is yours. And you don't, I'm not even reading this yet, but I'm going to assume you don't want that memory or that thing that you were going to do be taken or tainted and put on your sister. You don't want to see the dress that you dreamed of getting married in on your sister. What? But let's read. I'm just making assumptions of what happened with the title. I'm judging a book by its cover over here. It's just because I'm so vulgar. All right. So I, a 29-year-old female, I read that correctly. It's when they say my and then their age. But if you say I and then your age, it's easier to follow. I, a 29-year-old female, was supposed to get married last year, but my fiance and I ended up breaking things off a few months before the wedding. It was mutual, no drama, just a realization that we weren't compatible long term. I'm loving the maturity here. I wish more people were mature during breakups. I've seen a few mature breakups, and I really have to applaud it because it's rare, but it's genuinely that both people have to not be an asshole. If one is a jerk, the whole thing's ruined. But when two people are both good people, it's rare that they break up because they're both good people, so they'd be together. But if they're mature enough to realize they're not long-term, it's just rare. It's just a rare thing, and I appreciate it. Anyway. The thing is, I had already bought my wedding dress custom made. Cost me nearly $4,000. I know that's a lot. For a wedding dress, I feel like that's kind of normal. I mean, it's a lot for a dress, but a wedding dress, I just assume wedding stuff costs 50 times more than a normal thing. I'm going to keep going. But I paid for it entirely myself, and it meant a lot to me at the time. Yeah, it's your wedding dress. After the breakup, I packed it up and put it in storage. Haven't really been ready to sell it or do anything with it yet. It's emotional. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Time heals things. So do that. Here's where it gets messy. My younger sister, a 24-year-old female, recently got engaged. We're not super close, kind of different people, and she's always been a bit entitled, honestly. She came over a few weeks ago, saw the dress when we were organizing my storage closet, and asked if she could have it for her wedding. I kind of laughed and said, no, that's mine. She got annoyed and said, but you're not even getting married. You're just going to let it rot in a box? I told her again, no, it's personal to me. And even though I'm not using it now, I'm not giving it away. She asked if she could buy it at a discount. And I said I wasn't ready to sell it. She threw a fit, called me selfish, and said I was being dramatic over just a dress. Our mom is now involved and thinks I should give it to her as a gesture of sisterly love and because it's going to waste. But I honestly feel like she's only asking because she doesn't want to pay for one herself and she's not exactly struggling financially. So now I have my sister and my mom acting like I'm heartless and petty for not handing it over, but it feels like a boundary I want to keep. They're being heartless to not consider your feelings. You thought you were getting married and now you're not, and that is sad. Your sister sounds extremely entitled. I wouldn't give it up. No, not at all. Also, I hate when adult siblings get their parents involved in stuff. Never have I never really get in tiffs with my siblings at all, but never have I been like, I'm going to tell mom as an adult. I think past 14, I stopped using that line. All of us did. We don't get our parents involved in anything because we're adults. We're independent adults that can handle things on our own. Also, my siblings and I don't really fight ever. We genuinely don't fight. So we wouldn't need to. But that, I think, says who we are as people. And clearly your sister is not an adult. Someone said, gee, mom, I decided you were right. I shouldn't let it rot in a box. So I sold it. Then put it somewhere they won't find it. Store it at a friend's house or rent a small storage unit for after the wedding. Offer to donate the money to your sis as a wedding gift, since she seems to be hurting for money, not the asshole. Someone said, sell it for full value. Sis wanted a discount, so she can't argue with this. And or, I didn't want my dear sister to risk her marriage by wearing a bad luck dress. Yeah, everyone's saying not the asshole. Watching someone else wear the dress you picked for the happiest day of your life would be like watching them live the future you lost. That's what your sister is asking you to do. To sit there at her wedding and see her in your dress, the one you stood in front of the mirrors in, the one you cried happy tears in, the one that was supposed to be yours, and smile and pretend it's fine. It's just a dress thing, God. It's never just a dress when it's yours, is it? It's every hope you had, every plan you made, every version of yourself you imagined walking down that aisle. Even if the breakup was right, even if you were glad it ended, the grief is still real. Your mom and sister acting like you're being dramatic? Nah. They're the ones asking you to hand over a piece of your heart for a discount. Some things cost more than money. Keep that dress as long as you need. Maybe forever. Maybe until you wear it yourself someday. But don't let anyone tell you you're ready to let go of something that holds that much to you. Not the asshole, obviously. And yeah, hide it. People who don't respect your no have ways of making things disappear. Oh, that was a beautiful paragraph. I applaud. Who wrote this? Anshuk. A-N-S-H-U-K-G. Anshuk. Can I not read, or is that a made-up name? I'm so bad at things. Sorry if it's a real name and I've just spoiled it. All right. We'll do one more. I'm assuming everyone agrees with me on both of these so far. There's no way anyone can disagree with me on these. I feel like it's very rare we get an Am I the Asshole that's up for debate. Sometimes I like to stir the pot a little bit, though. Okay. Am I the asshole for not... What was that accent? Am I the asshole? What? Am I the asshole for not stopping my teenage son's girlfriend from kissing him? What? I have to read this because I have no idea what this means. I'm 50, son, who's 17. So my son, now you know the ages, recently got into a car accident with a drunk driver. Oh my God, his son got into an accident with a drunk driver. That's so sad. I'm very thankful that he is alive, obviously, but his car is totaled. The drunk driver was driving a pickup and my son drives a small old convertible, most likely the reason for the amount of damage. And he is fairly injured, i.e. multiple breaks, lots of stitches, etc., and is currently recovering. This all occurred last week on Saturday, the night of the accident. This is terrifying and every parent's nightmare. I am so sorry. Also, this is my mom. Listen, my parents gifted me a car when I turned 16. I was so incredibly thankful. That is so amazing. I know that is not common and I appreciated it, but it was, I loved this car so much. The engine fell out. That's why I had to get rid of it. But it was this huge clunker of a machine. And it was a Volvo, though, because it was the safest thing my mom could find. And that thing was a tank. Nothing was hurting me in that. And my mom has always had a thing, and I agree with it. You get your kid the safest piece of crap you can find because it's their learner car. So if they mess up, it doesn't matter if there's a ding in the car, but what matters is that kid's going to stay safe. And I appreciate my mom for that. And if I ever have kids, that is how I'll move forward with them. Anyway, let's go with this really tragic story. My family, my wife, who's 45, and my daughter, who's 14, got there. And I want to say an hour before his girlfriend, when she came in, she ran to him in his hospital bed and started hugging and kissing him, mainly lips, but other places on his face too. She stayed for most of the night, checking up on him and being supportive. And I was happy that my son and his girlfriend had such a good relationship. As we were driving home that night, my wife said she was upset I didn't say anything to my son's girlfriend. I asked why I would have, as she's being a good partner. Mind you, they're 17. So seniors in high school, I was kissing in that. I think most people are kissing at that age. All right, continuing. My wife said that it felt weird seeing that, especially in front of his family. I said that he was going off to college regardless and that she was being a really nice partner. And that night showed us how much she truly cared for him. She rushed off of work to get there and was still wearing her work clothes as she got there. My wife started getting angrier and said that she thought it was gross and that I should have just asked her to leave sometime. I told her that I'm not telling my hospitalized son that I'm taking away something that clearly makes him happy. She told me it was gross and that I needed to put a stop to it. I told her that she was worrying about the wrong thing and that anything that brought her some comfort was good. Yeah, I'm 100% on this man's side. Are you kidding me? The mom is being weird. 100% on the dad's side here. My brother had taken my daughter home before this. She didn't hear us arguing. Waited, let us know that the other child was not hindered by this disagreement. You sound like a good dad, honestly, from this tidbit I'm getting from you. She told me I needed to step up and do my job. I'm sorry. If she had a problem with it, she could have said something. Why is it up to you? Why? She's there too. She's his parent. She has just as much say in what's going on as you do. Why is this on your shoulders? If she's the one uncomfortable, she should be saying something. Even if she's in the wrong still, why is she putting that on you? Sorry. She's told me I needed to step up and do my job, and I kept thinking about it. And I've started to keep thinking about it and thinking that I am in the wrong? No. Not a chance. Everyone in the comments clearly is agreeing with you and I, sir, not the asshole. Your wife needs to accept that her son is growing up. A 5-year-old says kissing is gross, not a 45-year-old with multiple children. What kind of argument is that? Besides, kissing is not inappropriate at 17 years old. She was relieved to see him after a scary accident. It's not like they spend their free time making out in front of you. Yeah, everyone's like, jealous. Oh, yeah. Jealousy. She's going to have to let go. There may be other girlfriends, wife. I don't mean jealousy in a weird way. She will always be his mom. Yeah, this is something that happens a lot. Moms get weirdly attached to their sons because they try to make them fulfill the emotional hole that they have because they're not being fulfilled emotionally by their husbands. So they think whatever they're missing from their husbands, they try and fill with their son. And it becomes this weird attachment thing. And they need to learn to let go. It's very strange, but it's like this phenomenon that moms obsess over their sons and baby them and don't want them to grow up because they're fulfilling an emotional hole that they've been desiring from a man. And it's not a sexual way at all. It's like an emotional weird thing. And someone said, yeah, and she's very capable of speaking up for herself if it offended her so much. Pop's not the only parent. Or does she just want you to be the bad guy? Yeah, she's going to be that mom when it comes to wedding planning, isn't she? Oh, she's 100% going to wear white and say it's gray or cream or whatever. Oh my God. Yeah. OP's wife is clinging to the hope that her son is still a baby boy. She needs to get over it and realize he's almost an adult, not the asshole. Mama wants to be her son's only female counterpart. Nip that shit in the bud. You are not the asshole. That part. It's weird and gross. She's making such a big deal out of it. Yeah. Her son just almost died. He's laying in a hospital bed. And instead of being furious at a drunk driver and only thinking about that and only thinking about how her son is safe and, maybe all the logistics that come with that. Oh, is he going to be okay to walk at graduation? Is he going to, have to go through physical therapy? We're going to have to get him a new car. There are because some people in an emergency think about just the emotional side and some people just think about the logistics side because that's how they can compose themselves and they need a distraction and they feel that's honest. I'm getting so into that because that's what I do. I'm like, okay, there's a problem. Let's fix everything we possibly can around it to make the problem easier to handle emotionally. And my mom does the same thing. That's where I learned it from. But instead of focusing on none of that, she focused on the fact that his girlfriend was really excited to see him and gave him kisses. Listen, I don't like making out in front of my parents. That's not the thing. But I mean, if I was in an accident and my family was there and Abby rushed in and gave me kisses, you best believe I would expect it. You kiss me now, woman. I was in an accident and I'm alive. You kiss me. Yeah, the mom is clearly not focusing on the right thing. And she needs to let go of her son and maybe go to a little therapy because she is missing some things in her life that she needs to solve because her children can't solve that for her. All right, guys, I'm going to end this. Sorry, I was so angry at the beginning. My feelings were hurt and I shouldn't let that happen. Usually I can roll it off, but I don't know. I knew. It's the same thing I was just talking about. I was like, I'm going to read comments. I went, there's probably going to be some hate and it's going to hurt my feelings. And I went, nah, you're overthinking it. You're being overly cautious. And then, yep, it happened. I could have prevented it by ignoring the comments. But I want to see what you guys say. It's a catch-22. I want to be involved with you guys. I want to talk. I want to be here. I want to chit to the chat, you know? All right. I love you guys. You're wonderful, beautiful people. And I will see you next time for an episode that goes on a weird direction that I was not expecting. And Blaze is very cute in it. Okay. I'll see you next time now. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!